Alright, so now we are going to actually create the altar, and we have established that we are coming in peace. We know who we are, and we know what we are doing. So we've gathered different tools, and now we're going to lay them out. So first we want to gather the foundation, and you want to get a cloth of any color, and this cloth is going to set the boundaries of your altar. I've chose a pink cloth. Okay, doesn't matter the size of the cloth or the color. Pink represents the heart chakra, and so it can represent love, balance, peace, harmony, divine order. And so I'm just draping this using a color therapy. And it doesn't matter which system of color therapy you use. You can use Kemetic spirituality colors from the Tree of Life. You can use Eastern traditional colors, chakra systems, Western traditional medicine. It's up to you. And regardless of the shape of your altar, mine is a rectangle, whether it's a circle or a square or a triangle, always try to divide the altar into 4 sections, okay? And visualize 4 different quadrants. And what we are doing now is setting it up in divine order. So you can always think of northeast, south, and west quadrants, air, fire, water, earth quadrants. But when you put your things on your altar, you want to place them in divine order. And I'm going to be putting different things in different quadrants, and also mentioning different things that you can use. But as you see my hand, this is you entering into the village. Okay? And you first start over here in the earth quadrant. Okay? And so some things that you can use are elements that are from the earth. Some of us will use herbs, so you might want to put a sage stick there. If you are not going to light it, you can also use stones. So I'll put a black onyx stone for protection. I'll put a rose quartz for love, a smoky quartz, and a clear quartz, both for clarity. And I'll put an amethyst to help me tune in to my higher self and the higher wisdoms of the divine. And also for protection, psychical protection as I am preparing. In this earth area, you can also put rocks. I said different herbs. I'm going to add also a few bay leaves. Bay leaves help with protection. Okay. If I'm not going to light it. If I want to light it, I will put it in the next category. But you can put statues of family members, family here, little figurines of kings that represents leadership and family. You can also put things that nourish from the earth, lemon trees, different things like that. You can put fruit trees, fruits and lemons, but they would go in your earth category of your altar. Remember, this is where you enter into the village, and that's the earth. And then we move over to fire, and sometimes we would like to burn resins, and this is activated charcoal tablets. And so you would want to get a little censer, and you can place an activated charcoal tablet directly in the fire category. Let me just get one of these out for you and show you. Okay? And it will get on your hands. So you put it on a censer, and then you're able to put resins there and burn resins. And the fire category is where we purify and cleanse. And so we can put the sage stick there if we want to be burning, or the bay leaves if we would like, if we want to burn these. Bay leaves help protect the energy as you're doing sacred work. Sage helps to clear and cleanse the area of your environment. It also helps to clear and cleanse your own energy within. So if you want to clear your aura, cleanse your aura of spiritual energy, or it could be physical or emotional energy, you can utilize the sage stick. Okay. For earth, you always want, for fire, you can also put an incense. Okay? An incense. And if you would like to burn the incense can represent fire. Okay? Then you want to move over to your next segment. Now you will segue over to air, and you can utilize the incense and air if you see that incense is more about smoke and air coming up. If you see the incense more about burning, it's in fire. It's just how you see fit. You know best. And air is the category where we receive messages from above. So we represent feathers. And we put feathers in the air category, because feathers fall down from the sky and they represent messages that fall down. You can also put a notepad here, a blank piece of paper, because you are altering your consciousness. So you have the intention that a message is going to fall down. So you want to see a message. Or you can place a pen here, or a pen and a notepad, to represent messages. And that's why after you do altar work or meditations, a lot of times you do journaling right after to journal your message. You can also put down oracle cards, a deck of oracles, because the oracles will represent messages from the spirit realm. As we ask questions, we will get signs and symbols through oracle cards, or the oracles. Now, there is a difference in what oracle system you use, but you always know best for what occasion. You can also use words of affirmation. You can use different words that are words of power for you, words that stimulate a certain emotion, that you already go into a certain space that has a meaning to you. You can use words of hekau or chants that are written down, just so that you can alter your consciousness. A few things I forgot about fire I want to add are candles. You can always put candles. And you can always go back when you're creating your altar, because we're just setting it up. But I have a pink candle. And if you've ever used candles before, we'll do a deeper video about what different things mean when you burn candles. But just for setting up a video, you can use a pink candle for love. You can use a white candle for spirit. Okay. And then the last section we will move into is water. So you can use a bowl of water. And water is for cleansing and purification. You can also use shells from the ocean. You can use rose water. Rose water is good for purification, and it also helps with sweetening. Our Florida water, good for purification and sweetening. And you can either add these waters to the bowl. You can just place them on your altar for representation. You can also take some of your water, or your Florida water, or your rose water, and you can put some on your fingers just like this, pour some on your fingers, and you can just sprinkle your altar. Okay? From the air, you can speak words of life over your altar. From the fire, you can smudge your altar. And from the earth, you know that the energy of the stones can also cleanse the altar. So you have a protection stone here, but you can also protect your whole altar, which is stone. And these are ways that you can set up an altar, and you can activate your altar before you get ready to do your altar work. Okay? It's Naima Kahotep Shai-Nefer. Peace and blessings.